For years, the story of big tech was easy to see. New devices, new launches, faster phones, thinner laptops, smarter wearables. Every year brought something tangible, something you could hold, upgrade, compare, and talk about. That's where the attention was. But quietly, that focus has started to shift because the real competition in big tech is no longer centered on devices. It's moving toward infrastructure. And most people don't see it happening. On the surface, devices still matter. Companies still release new phones, laptops, and gadgets. But if you look closely, those products are no longer the main event. They're becoming access points, gateways into something much bigger happening behind the scenes. To understand this shift, you have to look at where the real investment is going. It's not just into hardware design anymore. It's into data centers, chips, cloud systems, energy contracts, and AI infrastructure. Massive, expensive systems that users never directly interact with, but rely on constantly. Take artificial intelligence as an example. AI isn't powered by the device in your hand. It's powered by enormous data centers filled with specialized chips, running continuously, processing vast amounts of information. When you use an AI feature on your phone or laptop, most of the actual work isn't happening there. It's happening somewhere else. And that somewhere else is becoming the new battleground. Companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and others are investing billions into building out this infrastructure. Not just to support current demand, but to control future capabilities. Because in this new phase of tech, whoever owns the infrastructure controls the experience. Devices are starting to look more similar. The performance differences between high-end gadgets are narrowing. Innovation at the device level is becoming more incremental. Better cameras, slightly faster processors, marginal design changes. Important, but not transformative. The real transformation is happening underneath. Cloud platforms are becoming more powerful. Custom chips are being designed specifically for AI workloads. Data pipelines are being optimized to move information faster and more efficiently. And energy, something that used to be an afterthought, is now a critical part of the strategy. Because running large-scale infrastructure requires enormous amounts of power. That's why you're seeing tech companies secure long-term energy deals, invest in renewable projects, and even rethink where they build their data centers. It's not just about computing anymore. It's about sustaining that computing at scale, and that changes the entire business model. In the past, success was tied to selling more devices, more units, more upgrades, more market share. Now, success is increasingly tied to usage. How often people interact with your services, how deeply your systems are integrated into their daily lives, how much data flows through your infrastructure. Devices still play a role, but they're no longer the core driver. They're the front end, the visible layer of a much larger system. This is why companies are starting to design devices differently. Not just as standalone products, but as extensions of their ecosystems. A phone isn't just a phone. It's a connection to cloud services, AI assistants, storage systems, and subscription platforms. The same goes for laptops, wearables, even smart home devices. Each one is a node, a point of entry into a network that's constantly running in the background. And once you're inside that network, switching becomes harder. That's another key part of this shift. Infrastructure creates lock-in. If your data, your workflows, your preferences, and your tools are all tied to a specific ecosystem, moving away from it isn't just about buying a new device. It's about rebuilding your entire setup. That gives companies a different kind of power. Not just over products, but over behavior. And that's why the competition is intensifying at this level. It's no longer just about who has the best device. It's about who has the most capable, reliable, and scalable infrastructure. Because that infrastructure determines what devices can actually do. It determines how fast AI responses are, how seamless services feel, how well everything works together. And increasingly, that's what users care about, even if they don't think about it directly. There's also a strategic reason behind this shift. Devices are cyclical. People upgrade every few years, not every month. That creates uneven revenue patterns. Infrastructure, on the other hand, is continuous. It generates ongoing usage, subscriptions, and service-based income. It's more predictable, more scalable, and in many cases more profitable over time. So companies are leaning into it, building platforms instead of just products, systems instead of just features. And that's changing how innovation looks. It's becoming less visible, less about big flashy launches and more about gradual improvements in the background. Faster processing, better integration, smarter automation. Things that don't always make headlines but fundamentally change how technology works. This is also why you're seeing more focus on proprietary chips. Companies want tighter control over performance, efficiency, and cost. Designing their own hardware allows them to optimize specifically for their infrastructure. It's not just about making a better device, it's about making the entire system more efficient. And then there's the global aspect. Infrastructure isn't just technical, it's geographic, where data centers are located, how data moves across borders, which regions have access to certain services. These factors are becoming increasingly important, especially as regulations evolve and governments take a greater interest in digital systems. So the shift from devices to infrastructure isn't just a technical change, it's a strategic one, a shift in where value is created, and a shift in what companies are actually competing for. On the surface, it might feel like innovation has slowed down. Fewer breakthrough devices, fewer dramatic upgrades, but underneath, the pace of change is accelerating. It's just happening in a place most people don't see, inside the systems that power everything else. And that's the hidden shift. Big tech isn't just building gadgets anymore. It's building the foundation those gadgets depend on. Because in the next phase of technology, the companies that win won't just be the ones with the best devices, they'll be the ones with the strongest infrastructure behind them.